allowed him to call you the border czar when that's not even that wasn't
No,
your
I'm not
role.
giving him permission for that.
Oh, okay, you're right.
All right, we're going to stop playing these games because I'm tired of people trying to act like they don't know what it is. I'm tired of people out here just lie and act like they not lying. And this shit with the border czar and her, like she wasn't the one, well, I'm about to show you that she was.
Taking on the border crisis today, putting Vice President Kamala Harris in charge.
Federal facilities being overwhelmed by the number of unaccompanied minors arriving each and every day. Our DC Bureau Chief Ben Kennedy joins us live with more. Ben.
Well, Louis Nicole, this is a key assignment for Vice President Harris. It's a bit of an uphill battle. She admits it'll not be easy, but she says it is so important.
But the Vice President's agreed
to be the point person on immigration.
Madam Vice President, thank you. I gave you a tough job.
There's no question that this is a challenging situation.
The situation centers around the biggest surge in migrants to cross the U.S.-Mexico border in 20 years.
But I've asked her, the VP, today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle and the countries that help us. We're going to need help in stemming the movement of so many folks, stemming the migration to our southern border. I said when we became a team and got elected that the Vice President's going to be the last person in the room. She didn't realize that means she gets every assignment. But the Vice President and I and all of us here have been working very hard to pass the legislation that is going to beat this virus, as well as get people back to work and change their prospects. And so she's traveling all over the country working that. In addition to that, there's about 5 other major things she's handling, but I've asked her, the VP, today, because she's the most qualified person to do it, to lead our efforts with Mexico and the Northern Triangle and the countries that help us. We're going to need help in stemming the movement of so many folks stemming the migration to our southern border.
Facilities are overflowing with people. Many are children.
Children should be moving more quickly through those facilities. That is what our policy central focus is right now.
The Biden administration has lost control of the southern border.
But the White House says not true and blames the previous administration.
So this new surge we're dealing with now started with the last administration, but it's our responsibility to deal with it humanely.
The VP is tasked to stem the influx of migrants, deal with the root cause driving them to the U.S., and to lead diplomatic efforts.
I look forward to engaging in diplomacy with government, with private sector, with civil society, and the leaders of each in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras.
And Vice President Harris is only 3 hours into her new assignment. So far, no word of any travel plans. The White House did, however, send a team to the border this week to meet with Mexican leaders.
Now, even before Harris announced her campaign, Republicans have referred to her as the border czar and responsible for the immigration crisis. But was she appointed, and what does that mean? Our verified team found some answers. This all started at a White House meeting on immigration back in 2021. One of the 2 announcements made by President Biden was assigning the handling of the border to Harris. So is Kamala Harris the border czar of the Biden administration? Our sources are the White House, University of Houston, and Rice University. That's university, a professor from Rice, Mark Jones, told us that the person running the day-to-day border operations based on federal policy is actually Homeland Security, Secretary of Security, Alejandro Mayorkas. And as U of H professor Brandon Rottinghouse told us, or shared through email at least, there are multiple czars in the White House, people meant to take on one single issue. So this morning we can verify Kamala Harris was appointed as the border czar, but the claims need a whole lot of context, because what she did was more diplomatic than anything else.
Anyway, first, you know there is nothing we love here on the U.S. Report more than the media getting caught out lying for the left. Now, everyone knows that one of the jobs Joe Biden gave Kamala Harris back at the start of the administration was to look after illegal immigration. And she was given the informal title of border czar. But now that Harris is running for president, there's a huge push on to deny that the southern border, which has seen around 11 million illegal crossings in the past 4 years, was ever part of her responsibility. Check this out, put together by our friends at the Media Resource Center, about what the media used to say about Harris and what they're saying now that the campaign has put the word out to do an about-face.
Quote-unquote border czar. Vice President Harris was not a border czar.
Meantime, Vice President and border czar Kamala Harris facing some backlash.
What he said about Harris and immigration was not true. She was never appointed border czar.
And this will be her first visit to the U.S.-Mexico border region since she was appointed as the border czar by President Biden.
People are going to have to counter the misinformation. You already hear folks talking about the border czar. She wasn't the border czar.
President Biden tapped Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, to be the border czar.
Now, she wasn't the border czar. That's what Republicans labeled her.
They were very critical of Kamala Harris, especially in her role as border czar.
Now what she's up against is folks lying about her border record, calling her a border czar.
Kamala Harris, who was appointed as the border czar.
The Biden team didn't declare her the border czar. They wanted her to work on kind of the root causes of immigration.
There has been so much criticism against Kamala Harris. You know, she was the border czar.
Calling her sort of the border czar, which wasn't necessarily the case.
So the border, if they weren't planning to address it in a major way, do not make her your border czar. She met with some of the Northern Triangle countries, but nothing has effectively changed.
You can just see it there, how the White House put the hard word on journalists through all the group chats to suddenly start denying that Kamala Harris was ever the border czar.
So the problem is that it's the wording that everyone has the issue with, right? Just because someone deemed it border czar, now all of a suddenly it's a problem. The point is she was responsible. Biden tapped that ass to do this, and she failed miserably. And this happened well before Donald Trump said any daggone thing. He said that to her in 2021 within the first 100 daggone days, and we sat there and watched when those restrictions ended and these people came on over here, and she didn't do anything. She sat there, she was getting her nails done. Who knows what the hell she was doing, but she wasn't worrying about this, what you watching right the hell now. And y'all gonna allow them to just sit up here, not only her team, and the effing media, the left-leaning media. That's why when Donald Trump says, and I hate to talk about what he is right about, but when he said it's all fake news, he's absolutely right. This guy, I think this is Sky Australia that's doing this, showing you who is lying about what they said in one moment and what they changed in another moment based off of whatever the hell it is that they were feeling. And y'all sit up here and trust these people completely and don't look into anything for yourselves while you're sitting there listening to Joy Reid, that other heifer that comes up here, and CNN and MSNBC, and just go with whatever the hell it is that they say because that's what you want to hear. Then wonder why you're out here with the eggs is high, the milk is high, and you can't afford shit. And you want to continue to do the same daggone thing and listen to what they say about damn Donald Trump when they won't even acknowledge what the fuck it is that they're doing and what the hell it is that they have done. I'm so sick of this mess, and I'm so sick of so many of you colors, that's who I'm talking to right now, that fall into this mess for a woman that ain't even black. Allegedly. Y'all just want to have this daggone symbolism and F it up for everyone else. You don't want to listen to anyone else and what they have to say. You don't want to listen to anyone else and what they have to offer. You don't want to listen to anything but your damn selves, and all you want to do is call names. Well, guess what? If she becomes the daggone president and you colors still don't have anything, I'm going to keep saying it. We do not care, because you worrying about symbolism at the end of the day. You ain't even worried about yourself and what your priorities are and what it is that you're looking for in order to improve your life for you and your crumb snatchers. And that's why I don't care. People get themselves into these situations on purpose. They don't think about anything ahead of time. They're only reactive. And black people are very much always reactive to everything. And if you don't think that those people who are out here touting Kamala Harris the way that they are for any other reason than the fact that they getting paid, they gonna get paid, and they're getting a financial benefit out of it that you will not get, you're a fucking fool. That's it. That's all.
We do not care.